7 budget-friendly foods that actually love your heart and don't wreck your grocery budget. If you've ever looked at a heart-healthy list and thought, great, but who's paying for that? This is the practical version. 7 everyday staples, what they do for your heart, exactly how to use them this week, and the tiny mistakes that quietly cancel results. On screen, what to do now. Everything here is explained in plain language and grounded in real research from trusted organizations and peer-reviewed studies. This is educational content. It does not replace your doctor, nurse, or dietitian. Let's start with something humble and everywhere. Oats. Soluble fiber in oats, especially beta-glucan, forms a soft gel in the gut that can trap part of the cholesterol your body would otherwise reabsorb. According to the Mayo Clinic and explained in Harvard Health Materials, regularly choosing high-fiber options like oats may help reduce LDL when part of an overall balanced pattern. Try it today 2 ways. Sweet. Overnight oats with plain yogurt, cinnamon, and a handful of frozen berries. Savory. Stir quick oats into vegetable soup to thicken it and add creaminess without cream. Label tip: instant oatmeal. Packets often come with added sugar and salt. Buy plain rolled or steel cut and season yourself. Common mistake: treating oats like dessert. Big syrups, candy toppings, or heaping spoonfuls of brown sugar turn a benefit into a blood sugar spike. Bridge. Fiber works even better when protein and potassium join the plate. Beans and lentils, black beans, chickpeas, pinto, brown lentils, deliver fiber, plant protein, and minerals that many people fall short on, especially potassium and magnesium. The American Heart Association encourages frequent legumes as part of eating patterns that support healthier blood pressure and lipids, and summaries of clinical trials show modest improvements in LDL and blood pressure when people swap a portion of refined grains or red processed meats for beans. Quick start: if you're using canned beans, drain and rinse for 30 seconds to remove excess sodium. If you cook dry, make a big pot on Sunday, freeze flat zip bags in 1-cup portions. Use them in tacos, salads, soups, or mash with lemon, olive oil, garlic, and parsley for a speedy dip. Common mistake: assuming all cans are equal. Some seasoned beans bring heavy salt and sugar. On screen, check label, rinse, portion, bridge. Seafood can be pricey, but there's a clever workaround. Canned sardines, packed in water or olive oil, are one of the most economical ways to bring marine omega-3s, EPA and DHA, to your table, along with protein, vitamin D, and calcium from the tiny edible bones. Cardiovascular guidance from the American Heart Association recommends fish, especially fatty fish, about twice a week. Omega-3s are linked with lower triglycerides and broader heart support. Affordability trick: buy a 4-pack when on sale and keep a can at work for an emergency lunch. Easy meals: sardines on whole grain toast with lemon and black pepper, stirred through tomato garlic pasta with parsley, or mixed into a quick salad with cucumber, olives, and a spoon of plain yogurt. Label literacy: check sodium per serving. Drain excess oil if you prefer, and if you choose tomato sauce, look for no added sugar. Common mistake: letting the can taste drive your decision. Brighten with acid, lemon or vinegar, herbs, and crunch to make it craveable. Bridge: how about something sweet that still plays defense? Frozen berries, blueberries, strawberries, blackberries carry a dense mix of polyphenols, especially anthocyanins, that research from academic groups and clinics associates with better vascular function, including benefits seen for blood pressure and arterial stiffness in some studies highlighted by Cleveland Clinic and Harvard Health. Frozen tends to be cheaper per cup, is picked at peak ripeness, and stores for months. Everyday uses: swirl into yogurt, blend into smoothies with oats and flax, or simmer 2 minutes to make a quick compote for oatmeal with no added sugar. Portion guide: 1/2 to 1 cup per day as a color anchor. Common mistake: thinking fruit-flavored desserts equal fruit. Syrups and pies are not the same as whole berries. Bridge. Time to add a mountain of nutrition for pennies. Cabbage and leafy greens like kale and spinach are weeknight workhorses. They pack fiber, potassium, vitamin K, and, in leafy greens, naturally occurring nitrates that the body can convert to nitric oxide, supporting healthy blood vessel function. Global guidance from the World Health Organization emphasizes vegetables as the foundation of chronic disease prevention, including heart protection. Budget tips: buy whole green or purple cabbage. It keeps well and stretches across stir-fries, soups, and slaws. Sauté shredded cabbage with garlic, a splash of vinegar, and a pinch of salt added at the end for flavor pop, with less total sodium. Toss baby spinach into omelets and lentil soups. Roast kale into chips with a teaspoon of olive oil and smoked paprika. Common mistake: drowning greens in salty sauces or heavy cream. Great taste, wrong direction for blood pressure. On screen, flavor equals herbs, acid, spice. Bridge. The next one looks tiny but pulls above its weight. Ground flaxseed is small but mighty. It delivers plant omega-3s, ALA lignans, and fiber that may support LDL and blood pressure over time. A body of randomized trials summarized by university groups suggests modest, meaningful improvements when ground flax is added regularly to meals. The form matters. Whole seeds often pass through undigested. Choose ground or grind at home and store in the fridge or freezer to protect the oils. How to use it today: sprinkle 1 to 2 tablespoons into yogurt, oats, smoothie bowls, meatball mix, or even pancake batter. The flavor is gently nutty and disappears in most recipes. Common mistake: treating flax like a magic pill on top of an otherwise ultra-processed diet. Consistency and the overall pattern are what drive outcomes. Bridge. Last stop: something creamy that works in sweet or savory bowls. Plain yogurt or kefir, unsweetened, is a flexible base for high-protein breakfasts and snacks. Harvard Health's discussions of dairy research note that moderate fermented dairy like yogurt can fit comfortably within cardioprotective patterns for many people, while the CDC reminds us to check the label for added sugars. Keep it simple. Buy the big plain tub and flavor at home. Sweet bowl: yogurt, berries, flax, cinnamon. Savory bowl: yogurt, diced cucumber, dill, lemon, a drizzle of olive oil, and black pepper. If you're lactose sensitive, try kefir or a lactose-free option. Label tip: aim for live cultures, minimal ingredients, and little to no added sugar. Avoid fruit on the bottom styles that behave like dessert. Common mistake: thinking all low-fat is better. If a product removes fat and adds sugar to compensate, it's not a win for the heart. On screen, choose plain. Add flavor yourself. Time to turn ideas into action so results don't fizzle. First, keep a simple 1-week log. Write what you ate, how much, and when. If you monitor at home, add blood pressure readings and note sleep, stress, and energy. Journaling isn't forever. It's a flashlight to spot patterns. Second, make 1 swap today, not 7. Trade sugary cereal for oats. Swap half the ground meat in tacos for black beans. Replace a mid-afternoon pastry with yogurt and berries, or schedule a sardine toast lunch once this week. Third, bring your notes to your clinician or dietitian and ask one focused question. Given my medications, which of these swaps is best for me right now? Tiny changes, repeated, beat giant changes that last 2 days. Let's recap at bullet speed, so your brain retains the short list. Oats for soluble fiber that helps with LDL. Beans and lentils for fiber, potassium, and steady energy. Sardines for omega-3s and vitamin D on a budget. Frozen berries for polyphenols without price spikes. Cabbage and leafy greens for potassium and naturally occurring nitrates that support vessels. Ground flaxseed for ALA and lignans, always ground. Plain yogurt or kefir for protein, and cultures without added sugar. On screen, action, log, 1 swap. Ask 1 question. Now the budget booster pack, the quiet habits that make all of this cheaper. Scan the unit price on shelf tags and compare cost per 100 grams or per ounce. Store brands often match name brand ingredients. Keep a fiber jar on your counter. Rolled oats and ground flaxseed mixed 2-to-1. Scoop into breakfast daily. Build a protein shelf. Canned beans, lentils, and sardines in front row view. So tired, you can still make a heart-smart choice. Batch cook once, eat twice. If you make beans or a cabbage stir-fry tonight, plan tomorrow's lunch around the leftovers. Freeze berries and cooked beans flat so they thaw quickly. Keep lemon, vinegar, garlic, herbs, and spices in reach to boost flavor without a salt avalanche. On screen, pantry map. If blood pressure is a focus, a salt strategy matters. Rinse canned beans. Choose no salt-added tomatoes and broth when possible. Season with citrus, vinegar, onion, garlic, ginger, smoked paprika, chili, cumin, oregano, thyme, and pepper. If you use salt, add a little near the end of cooking where it tastes brighter, and you can often use less. If your clinician gave you a specific sodium target, follow that guidance and never change medications on your own, based only on diet choices. A lot of people ask, what about olive oil, nuts, and fresh salmon? They're excellent when your budget allows. If money's tight, start with these 7 because they deliver similar building blocks: fiber, polyphenols, potassium, and omega-3s at a lower price per serving. If you have room later, layer in a small handful of walnuts or a splash of extra virgin olive oil. The biggest money saver, though, is trimming ultra-processed snacks and sugary drinks. Those drain your budget while crowding out the very foods that move blood pressure, cholesterol, and inflammation in the right direction. Quick evidence notes: person to person. Dietary patterns rich in whole grains, legumes, fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, and fish are consistently linked with lower cardiovascular risk in large observational cohorts and supported by interventional trials. This is reflected in materials from the World Health Organization and the American Heart Association. Oats' soluble fiber helps reduce LDL, as explained by the Mayo Clinic and Harvard Health. Regular fish intake, including affordable canned options like sardines, aligns with guidance to include omega-3-rich fish weekly. Berries' polyphenols show promise for vascular function in research highlighted by universities and clinics. Ground flaxseed has been tested in randomized trials with modest improvements in lipids and blood pressure, and plain unsweetened yogurt can fit smoothly into heart-friendly patterns for many people. None of these is a cure or a guarantee, but together they stack the odds in your favor. Let's lock it in with a 1-week starter plan you can screenshot. Day 1 breakfast: oats cooked with water and cinnamon. Top with thawed berries and a spoon of ground flaxseed. Lunch: sardine toast with lemon and pepper. Side salad of chopped cabbage and carrots. Dinner: lentil spinach soup with whole grain bread. Day 2 breakfast: plain yogurt with berries and flax. Lunch: black bean tacos with cabbage slaw and salsa. Dinner: veggie pasta with a handful of wilted kale. Day 3 breakfast: savory oats with egg and spinach. Lunch: chickpea salad with cucumber, herbs, lemon, and a drizzle of olive oil. Dinner: stir-fried cabbage with garlic and ginger over brown rice. Repeat the cycle with variations. Batch cook beans and chop a half head of cabbage in advance so tomorrow's choices are automatic. On screen, prep once, eat twice. Before we close, pair each food with a tiny habit so it survives busy weeks. Oats. Set a jar of overnight oats when you do the dishes. Beans. Cook a pot on Sunday, freeze 2 portions, and put 1 can on your desk. Sardines. Keep 2 cans in your bag for travel days. Berries. Portion half-cup bags in the freezer so smoothies take 30 seconds. Greens. Chop half a cabbage the day you buy it and store it at eye level. Flaxseed. Park it next to the coffee maker so it becomes a morning reflex. Yogurt. Buy plain tubs and flavor them yourself. Sweet with berries and cinnamon, savory with herbs and lemon. Habit anchors beat motivation. If this helped, comment which swap you'll try first. Share this with someone 50 plus and subscribe. On Friday, we'll cover simple daily habits that help protect your heart for the long run. Information guides. Don't stop or change medications on your own. Talk to your doctor.